If you're confused about technology, there's a nerd you need to see, Beth Z TV.
Oh, welcome. It is Beth Z. Look, I look better in cartoon. It is Beth Z, your nerdy best friend, and we are here for the last program of our year of tech. This is the best tech of 2021, and I am thrilled to share some of these things with you. There are so many cool things that have happened, and here we go. All right. One of these voices is a clone. Can you tell which one? Let me do this. Listen closely. A few years ago, a company called Lyrebird released an online tool that lets you clone your voice. The first iterations of it weren't very good, so I didn't get excited when one of my favorite video editing tools integrated it. But this week, I finally got around to setting up my voice to create a clone. And wow, it's amazing. Right now, I'm alternating between the clone and my real voice. And I bet it's tough to tell the difference. The technology has gotten so good that we can probably put words in people's mouths. Now that my voice is cloned, I simply need to type words into the script. And the system uses my clone voice for the audio. I can retrain it for different voices, like excited or basic. I found that it works best if I'm not being too expressive and I don't need a lot of variation in my energy or tone. That's why this audio piece is so boring. So, what do you think? Can you hear the differences? Keep watching this video and I'll reveal which voice is which. A few years ago, a company called Lyrebird released an online tool that lets you clone your voice. The first iterations of it weren't very good, so I didn't get excited when one of my favorite video editing tools integrated it. But this week, I finally got around to setting up my voice to create a clone. And wow, it's amazing. Right now, I'm alternating between the clone and my real voice. And I bet it's tough to tell the difference. The technology has gotten so good that we can probably put words in people's mouths. Now that my voice is cloned, I simply need to type words into the script. And the system uses my clone voice for the audio. I can retrain it for different voices, like excited or basic. I found that it works best if I'm not being too expressive and I don't need a lot of variation in my energy or tone. That's why this audio piece is so boring. So, what do you think? Can you hear the differences? A few years ago, a company called Lyrebird released a... What do you think? Could you hear the differences? Can you tell the difference in 2021 between the technology that does cloned voices and real voices? I would bet that you got a few little pieces and parts from there, but for the most part, it was pretty much a mystery. But this is some of the technology that we have found in 2021. So this is a tool called Dscript, and inside Dscript is a tool called Overdub. Hold on just a second, and I'll give you a little piece about this. So Lyrebird was purchased by Dscript, and now it's integrated in there. I had a program the other day that I needed to change. I could do the same promo for another event, and I needed to change then just the dates. So you can go in and just highlight things. This is another piece that has come a long way. You can highlight words to edit in this tool called Dscript, and you can then overdub so that all I have to do, I'll have to identify all the speakers, but all I have to do is go ahead and set them and then click overdub. And I'm going to say, and I'm so excited to be here, I'm going to say, and I'm so thrilled. All right, now I'm going to click overdub. And it's going to change that word and use my voice. Oh, look, I'm wearing the same outfit. It takes a couple of seconds to generate it. And it trained it on just a couple of my videos, and then it had me read a statement verifying that it was me, because this can be used for evil. And I am generating it. It usually takes just a second, but hashtag technology. Come on. It will put in a new audio piece over the old audio piece and make it work. This doesn't come back in here. So now, friend, and I'm so thrilled to be here. I'm about to do some. So it immediately did, I'm so thrilled to be here, into the audio and synced it more or less with my voice. Now, like I said, in that one video, it's best if it's just like a normal reading kind of thing. If you've got a lot of inflection and excitement and things like that, it might not get it as fast. But this is available to us today to use. Let's just talk for a second about the vast changes that have been created. This group does every year an analysis of what happens every minute of every day on the internet. So this one was from 10 years ago, right? These were our numbers. If you look here, Google got 4 million searches every minute of every day back in 2011. Vine users share all those videos. Vine doesn't even exist anymore. Skype, we don't Skype, we Zoom. Nowadays, YouTube uploaded 72 hours of new video every minute of every day. Then we had Yelp, had 26,000 reviews every minute of every day. Amazon only made $83,000 every minute of every day back in 2021. Now let's look at this year. Google, 5.7 million searches, up from 400,000, I think, every minute of every day. Clubhouse has 208 rooms created. Clubhouse didn't even exist. Last year it started, I think. Yeah, I think last fall it started, and now it's huge. If you don't know Clubhouse, it's an audio-based social media platform that kind of went crazy last winter. TikTok didn't even exist. Now it's 167 million videos watched every minute of every day. I do a lot of that. I just want you to know I contribute well to that number. Amazon now gets 283,000 dollars every minute of every day. More characteristics: Strava, Instacart, Venmo, they didn't even exist 10 years ago, and now they're huge. Strava is an athletic platform where athletes share their information. I am not a member. Instacart, people bring groceries to your house, and Venmo, you can send money to other people. Other things that weren't really around: Zoom, Slack, Teams. Look at all those things about how much technology has changed. It's crazy. So we're going to jump in a little bit more to some of the crazy fun tools that I love. And be handy, have your computer handy and things like that, because we're going to play around with some of these. I'm going to ask our Zoomerator, Devon, to help us put things in the chat so that you can click through and do some of them. Let me talk about background remover tools. So back in the beginning, I think in the beginning of this year, the main site that we had for this capability, let me open this up, was a site called remove.bg, remove background. And it was brand new a couple of years ago, and now it is old hat. We have so many places that will remove backgrounds. And all you need to do is you upload an image. So I can drag one, or I can get one from there. I'm going to be using, let's see, here is some of my husband's family. And so we have them with a background, and now no background, and you can just remove it. But the thing is, all kinds of tools, including my favorite Canva, have now integrated that into their regular stuff. So at first this was really rare, and now it's every day. One of the things that's not used every day it's called Unscreen. And this one removes the backgrounds from videos. So you can upload a clip, or you can search for one. Let's search for one. I love this guy. He was from that song, All About That Bass. All About That. Yeah, I won't sing. But now, instead of having the background, he's there. I can download him and use him as a sticker. So this is the same company as remove.bg, but it is enhanced because it does the video. Now, I have paid, when I do things like this, that is remove.bg, right? I just made a little video of myself doing that, uploaded it to there, removed the background, and usually then I will go and get the pro version so that I can have a little bit better quality, but you can make little stickers of yourself. Big JPEG, bigjpg.com, and its sister site, JPG HD video enhancement. It's called bigmp4.com. All of these are tools that help you remaster old pictures and resize things. Let me give you a sample. I don't think my friend Jill is on here, but I used her as an example in the next little bit here. So let me show you here. This is my friend Jill. Have you ever gone to like LinkedIn and wanted to get somebody's picture or something, and you have this little picture? So that's my friend Jill. And when you click on it, she has that beautiful picture in the round. But when you download it, it's pixelated. These are very, very, very tiny tools, right? Or pictures. And it's pixelated. So if I wanted to use this, because obviously if she uses it on here, she's probably fond of that picture. And that may be a good one for you to use if I'm referring to her or doing something. So I took that picture and I downloaded it. And here's what it looks like when I download it. You can see it is a little pixelated there. It's a little bit hard to see on the screen. Let me do this. It's a little bit pixelated, right? It's very pixelated in person. And watch though, when I ran it through one of these tools, it is now much more easier to see and smoother, and it's scalable rather than having those pixelated little pictures. And I know some of y'all have, like, you can go and get somebody's logo or something like that, and you have a challenge because the logo is pixelated or it's the wrong size. You can use these tools for that. Now let me show you another. My Aunt Kathy, she died a few years ago, and I'm sad to say I didn't have very many pictures of her. And this was one of the only pictures I had in my collection of her. And it was a copy of an old Polaroid. Like, I took a picture of a Polaroid picture, and that's Aunt Kathy. It's obviously a little older picture, and it's very rough, it's very dark, it's very bad. But then I ran it through the one that does the restoration of old photos. And you can see it used artificial intelligence to clear up the blurriness, redefine the lines, make things a lot crisper. This was a picture of a picture of a Polaroid picture, and it wasn't very good. And now it's definitely a lot clearer. And it took, 10 seconds. Other things that graphics help. Now, this is where I want y'all to try some things out. Biteable, Designify, and Pic Maker. Let me show you what they look like, and then I want you to get in there and paste them and try them out. Biteable, how many times have you had to, you've gone in and you're doing a graphic for something, but you need to change the size for Twitter, or it's not, doesn't fit or whatever. You can just upload an image, right? So I'm going to, let's see, I will find a fun picture here. All right, so this is a picture of me when I was a kid, right? And this maybe wouldn't be something that I would put on social media, but it's me and my family in New Orleans, and we had just gone out to Brennan's for breakfast. It was a thing. So I can download that right there, but look what it did automatically. Down here, it has every single setup for social media profiles that I need. And if I need to make sure that I'm in the picture, right? So I drag the focus point, and now it recenters all these. I can download all of them at the same time. Let's say I want my grandmother to be the focal point, right? Or my dad, me and my dad. I can just download these all at the same time rather than having to go in and download each. It's everything. Instagram, Twitter, all these different things. Let me show you this one. It's called Designify. Let me upload another image. Okay, well, here is me and my husband. We are riding a bike. And here we go. Bicycle built for two. It was a great day. I wonder if it's going to pick up on the bike. There we go. All right. It took out the background. There we are. And now it's got maybe 70 different graphics that I can just click and use. Now this one I think might be appropriate for my house. But it's weird. And you can go in and edit each one, right? So you don't have to do it all at once. Figure out which ones you want. You can edit it. You can have it. I don't know what the jellyfish thing is going on there, but we have all kinds of different ones that we can immediately download and use. That's all it was. Here is another one. This one's called Profile Pic Maker. Now I found that it took me a little while to find the right picture, but I'm going to try Jill, right? So I just had Jill's picture, and let's see, I'll use the enhanced one, and it's the one that's on her LinkedIn profile. Now it's going to use that picture and crop out the background and make a really cool, different profile picture. So as soon as I finish showing y'all this, I want everyone to give it a try. Give one of these a try. There we go. There's Jill. And so it cut out the background and made all these kind of dynamic and fun, different background pictures, profile pictures, rather than just your regular old profile picture. See how fun they are? Very quick, very easy, and it's done. You can also, like once I click on one, let's say I like this one, you can also do square or round, and you can also see it with backgrounds because it matches backgrounds with it so that you can have a background that goes along with it and keep it there. For those of you playing at home, it is now your turn. Go ahead and pause right now, play around for a couple of minutes, and then come back. Let's talk about the writing tools that have come about. Now, I didn't do it for y'all yet, but I've started speaking on and doing hands-on workshops with these writing tools. And it's fantastic. What happened was, let me give you some background. In May of 2020, while we were a small amount distracted, what happened was there was a breakthrough in technology that was beyond what anybody could possibly imagine. It was called GPT-3, and it was released upon the world. And what GPT-3 is a monumental leap in artificial intelligence. And the biggest benefit is this natural language processing. It understands and can understand language and do predictive language processing, which means that it writes for you based on how it knows that people write, because it read and absorbed about 10% of the internet, all of it, in November of 2019. That's when its knowledge base stops, and that's important to remember. But it grabbed all that information and it uses predictive texts. So what happened was they made these processors that could write. And in January of this year, companies they released the API, like let other people use it. And companies started using that, and now there are hundreds of companies who do things like this. So right now, I need a volunteer. I need somebody who, let's say, is working on a project, or has an event coming up that you're inviting people to, an open house, or whether if you're a realtor, you've got a new open house. If you are raising money for somebody, you want people to come to an event. Does anybody have anything like that? Somebody raise a hand.
Hi, Beth, it's Julie.
Hey, welcome, welcome. All right, so Julie, I'm going to go into here. Now, this is what's called the ADA framework. There are hundreds of templates, hundreds. But we're going to start out with one called the ADA framework, which focuses on, it's a marketing framework: attention, interest, desire, and action. So tell me about your event, Julie.
Well,
What's
this
it
might sound
called?
familiar to you since you're going to be one of our keynotes. It's GRI, the Graduate Realtor Institute of 2020, being held in March.
All right, GRI 2022 and Montana.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
All right, now tell me about the overall thing. What kind of things are you doing? How many people? Just give me some bullet points.
So we're expecting around 200 to 250 people in total. And it is a 3-tiered program. So this is a NAR designation by the National Association of Realtors, and the participants will start out at level 1, which is called GRI 101, and then 201, and the last level is 301. And those people taking 301 will be graduating. So this is an annual event that will take them, if they go consecutively, 3 years.
Okay. And what kind of things did they learn?
They'll learn technology, they'll learn marketing, sales, finance, ethics.
And when they complete this, what's going to happen? Like, what's the value of completing it?
When they complete this, then they will have, they will have their GRI designation. So it's kind of like getting a master's degree in real estate.
All right, so the tone of voice, let's go with Oprah. And we're going to see what happens. And what it's doing is using artificial intelligence. You want to be a real estate agent, perfect course, who want to know everything there is about being professional. So maybe we need to say this is for first year or what have you, second year, beginning career or whatever. With this certificate under your belt, it's going to be hard not to show it off proudly when someone walks into your one of your office conversations. Who doesn't need more clients? Show them all who they can come see them face to face. Are you a real estate agent? It's the first and only program that gives you an in-depth education focusing on 3 levels of knowledge. You deserve this certificate. It's time to take control of your future and enroll. And look, it even gave you a website.
That's great.
And that took about 10 seconds. Let's see. Let's do tone of voice urgent or jealous. I like jealous. All right, so generate. All right, it's coming. Usually takes about 15 seconds. Here we go. Do you want to be the best real estate agent in Montana? All right, so if you're ready to take your career as far as it can go, there we go. Sign up here. It only takes 5 minutes. It's important to stay on top. So what are you waiting for? Very, very cool, very fast. Now, I call this, everybody, thank Julie very much for volunteering. I call this a junior copywriter, right? gives you the starting point for your writing. This is the one I use. It's called Jarvis. They just went down on their pricing. There are tons of these companies now. This is the one I use. This is one I subscribe to. I actually met with them. I went to their offices in Austin when I was at Jill's event in Austin and was able to talk to them about the future of this. Here's another one. It's called Writer, RYTR.me, writer.me. And you can just throw things in here. It's tons of templates, interview questions, job descriptions, magic command. That means you just write what you want it to have. Q&A, SEO, song lyrics, story plot, all kinds of things, tagline and headline, and you just click on them and start writing, right? So if you want to do a interview questions, email, business idea, pitch, blog outlines, there are so many things. Let me go back to Jarvis. And this is just a small portion of what's awesome about Jarvis. Let me show you some of the templates they have. PAS, that's another marketing one. Content Improver, you throw some old stuff that you have and you throw some old stuff in there and then you make sure that you can update it with new content. It sometimes lies, right? Its database goes back to 2019, but even there, it will lie. So you're going to have to fact check, like how many people, are vaccinated or whatever. All that it'll make it up if it doesn't know it sometimes. But sentence expander, explain it to a child. If you work in a company that has a very complicated concept, you can explain it to a child and it'll give you more simple language. Ridiculous marketing ideas, they threw that in there because everybody wanted it back. Photo post captions, marketing angles. I love this one. I'm doing another program next year. I hope some of y'all will come. It's called Tech Sparks, same kind of series. And I would love some marketing ideas for how to get the word out about that. And I can just throw it in there and it comes up with ideas. Cold emails, review responder. If you're in an industry that gets reviews online, you throw the review in there and then you put the tone of voice and you can get at least rough drafts of something you can use. Email subject lines, SEO, company bio, your own bio, feature to benefit, before and after bridge work, whatever. These are things that are in marketing and I never took a marketing class, so I don't know. Real estate listing, residential, press releases, engaging questions. All these things are automatic and this is just a tip of the iceberg. Now this one it starts out at $29 a month. It now goes up to $59 a month. The one I'm on is $129 a month because it's one of their legacy things. I use it all the time for marketing because I'm not very good at marketing my stuff. And I throw things in there and I can tell you that for these sessions, use this instead of other kind of my own marketing things. Because when I do my marketing things like, hi, I'm doing a program. Don't you want to come? And that's not really a selling point, right? So I threw those in there and it increased my signups by at least 40% just by using and thinking past the regular stuff that I would do. One time I did a promotion that was so bad that people actually wrote to me and said, I don't know what you're selling. I might buy it, but you didn't tell us. And I'm like, whatever. It's like, but these tools will help. Now, this one is brand new. Like I said, about 100 companies, I think, have come up with this now. They can be done in all kinds of languages. They can be done in all kinds of setups. And they're very, very prolific now. There's tons of them. This one's called FlowWrite, and it helps you with your email. I just signed up for the beta, or I got on the waiting list for the beta. And you just write a couple of sentences about how you want to respond to somebody, those bullet points like we just did, and it composes it for you. And then you can just share that without having to actually write all the things. There are so many. This one is called Smart Writer, and it has things like lead list. A lot of these have different types of features. This one will do some research for you. It's also on LinkedIn. So if you wanted to write a cold thing to link on LinkedIn, you can do. There's one called Write Cream. There are so many of these. One of my secret places to get these things is called AppSumo. I don't know if you've heard of AppSumo, but it's every week, it's hundreds probably of fairly new technology tools that you can get for a lifetime deal. So I got a bunch of these writing things. I just went through and got a bunch of them. And like, here's Email Writer, automatically generate emails that boost open rates, right? This is another one that's going to use that same kind of technology. And I just come in here. This is where I get a lot of my ideas for the new technology that's coming in. Writer right now has a lifetime for $39. That's the one I got. I'll go ahead and put this in here. There you go. Barbara got hers from AppSumo, $39 for a lifetime deal. And with that, you get, pretty much everything that I just did, you can do for like $39 forever. Let's see. All right, let me go to another category. Crawl IQ is weird. I don't even know how to use it. It is a research-based technology starter area. It lets you do research using AI. It'll let you write things using AI. And it confused the heck out of me, but I bought it and I'm fascinated by it and I don't really know what to do with it, but it's giant. It's a giant tool that uses all this writing AI kind of concepts. All right. Now, one of the things that I'm interested in, and this is something I've developed a new program for 2021, 2022, but your first reaction to most of these is like this, right? Hold on just a second. It is like this. Wait, this is really cool. It's messing up. Hold on. Well, anyway, you're mind blown. And your second reaction is what's more interesting. Your second reaction is what I call your technology psychology. And I want y'all to take a quick quiz. So you can go to nerdybff.com/tech quiz. You can do it on your phone by scanning the QR code right there. It should take about a minute and a half or so, 2 minutes for you to fill it out and then get the information. Yes, indeed. We have another time for you to pause and play along at home. So your technology psychology is all about 3 different areas. You could be a wow, you could be a wait, and you could be a what. And these are 3 different types of approaches, probably unconscious approaches that you have to recognizing and thinking about new technology. So as we go through these, I'm just going to tell you what wow, you see potential. When you find and think about a new technology, you're like, that is really cool. I see the potential for that. And then you, as a wow person, you find wonder in it and you jump right in. You want to get your hands on it. You want to play around with it. Here are the challenges. Sometimes you get really starry-eyed and you can't focus on any one technology because there are so many. This is my problem. I am a wow. I see the wonder in it. I look around. I play with them all. It's fantastic. But we can also get overwhelmed, get a little crazy, and then we don't end up using them, right? We see the potential. We play around with them. We see more potential somewhere else. We play around with that. We don't necessarily keep going. Then you have your weights. And my sister is a weight. What she does is she sees the practicality in things and measures that first before she dives right in. So with my sister, she's like, wow, I do see that's pretty interesting, but I'm just not sure I need it right now. And the problem is that she ends up kind of snoozing on some of the technology. It's not that she doesn't appreciate it or she doesn't want to adopt it. It's just that she kind of lets it slip away because it doesn't matter to her in the second that we are.
And thirdly, we have the whats. The whats are like, show me the proof that I need this. Show me the proof that this works. Show me the proof that this will make my life easier. Those people are like, I'm skeptical, or I'm fearful, or I'm overwhelmed. Or they're just like, I've never had to use this, so why would I use it now? You have to convince me that this will work. So as we're going through, I want you to recognize your technology psychology and evaluate these tools, but figure out how to overcome your own limitations there to find balance. Because what we're aiming for, let me come here. What we're aiming for is that balance. We want things to be easier. We want things to work well. And when you're thinking of these things, you're going to have to overcome. If you're a wow, you have to overcome being overwhelmed and starry-eyed and not focusing on things. If you are a wait, you're going to have to go past filing it away and then never revisiting it. And then if you are a what, you're going to have to go past your skepticism a little bit, past your overwhelming, to try these out and see if they fit. Otherwise, you may end up losing the ability to move forward in these areas. Like I said, I have a whole new system on this, but let's go back to some of the new tech of 2021. Now, these are kind of weird, and they're not really working as well as they're promising to work, but they're coming here. These AI task tools, one's called Trevor AI, one's called Motion. Let me go to the Motion site right here. These AI task tools profess to be able to use artificial intelligence to analyze what they already know about you, analyze your schedule, and maximize it and plan your schedule better than you ever could. So you tell it, I want to work out. It will find a better time, a better place, and a better schedule for a workout. It will group together certain types of meetings, your clear thinking time, when lunch should be, rather than having you do it. Now, I don't think these are working as well as they want them to, but there are several in this category that are coming up. Trevor AI is another one. I mentioned that one. We have image and text recognition that has taken off incredibly in the last year. So iNaturalist is one that you can look through your viewfinder using the iNaturalist app, and you can see different plants, different trees. It'll identify all kinds of things for you, birds, pigeons, whatever. And you're just using artificial intelligence to see that. Google and Apple Photos will both do that for you. But in the last year, phone cameras have also gotten better. And I say in the last year, now, where are my Android people and my Apple people? I know. Android people, you should feel superior because this was something that they did many years ago, and Apple just got around to with live text. So here is my phone, and I'm going to be able to do some of this. Here is my phone, and I am going to open up camera images. It's going to be a little bit limited. Let's see how I can do that. When I'm opening up camera images and I'm scrolling over there, what's happening in the bottom right corner, which you can't see off the screen, is there is a little box with lines on it that's showing up. And what that means is it is recognizing things on the page. So I can scroll over things on a page, it will start recognizing things. And then when I click that box, it's going to pull it up. Now that URL is now hot. The words, I can select the words and copy and paste them. I no longer have to completely rewrite things that I see somewhere. I can copy and paste. I can go directly to websites. I can call phone numbers directly from text. I can take a business card and call straight from there. I can take a brochure where they have things at the bottom, and I can identify things, and it does it automatically very quickly. So what I want you to do, everybody pick up your phone, because now it works on both. If you have the most updated Apple phone, you can use it. And if you don't, it's just sad. But if you have the most updated Apple platform, you can use it. So you open up your phone, and in Apple, you can do it through Photos, and Google, you can also do it in Photos. See if you can scan something near you. You're going to scroll over something, see if that little bar shows up. With Google, it's called Google Lens, and there will be a tiny little dot with little dots in it or something. Give yourself a second to try that out, because it should be on your phone right now. It should be, you should have the capabilities, and if you don't, you probably need to upgrade something or get a new phone for Christmas. It's coming up. So scan something near you and give it a try. Ooh, it is your turn again. Go ahead and pause for a second, scan some stuff, and then come back. A couple more things. Online meetings have gotten insanely good. Zoom has gotten insanely good about some graphic characteristics, like putting yourself in front of those slides has even gotten better. The immersive view changes a dynamic where you can have, instead of having everybody like this in a little square, you're going to have everybody where you can just, I can't demo it here because we're in webinar versus meetings, but I could have everybody kind of over the screen with no background, and it looks like we're in a classroom, that kind of thing. And it just changes the dynamics. Then there have been tools that have come up that are kind of non-Zoom Zooms. I actually interviewed these people. It's a group called Around, and it's just beautiful, right? It's definitely for work teams. You can make it look like you are in a building. Everybody is kind of hanging out. So it's for working together apart, but you see those rainbows, you see how they're put together. It just is a really nice dynamic rather than another one of these. You know, we have so many of those. So Around is one that's coming up. Plus, I don't know if you have seen the new, I did a webinar on this, a short one. Zoom now has tons of different apps that are integrated into Zoom that give you things like ways to keep track of what everybody, of people talking, so that you can see is one person monopolizing a conversation. It has ways to play games and have icebreakers. Now, it's pretty rough. There are some things in there that are not very good because they're new, and then everybody has to download them, and then you have to wait for everybody to download them. And you've got all kinds of things that are kind of holding it up. But like AI note takers, different tools I use, there's one called, there's Pexels for virtual background that's all integrated into there. There was one that let me understand my people. It looked people up before people came on a meeting with me, so I had kind of a little briefing of them right there before a meeting. These are things that have happened. Another area that's grown a lot is in the automatic transcription type situation. This one's called Perfect Recall. I got it on AppSumo as well. But you have a lot of tools now that will enter a meeting for you and with you and record the whole thing and automatically take notes. So I can look, like we had another coaching session I just redid. We just implemented a CRM. And so we've been working a lot with that. So if I clicked on this for the CRM coaching session, I can click and find a few minutes. Have you ever been to one of those meetings where it's 4 hours long and the only thing that matters is like 4 minutes? Well, I can scroll over, get a little piece, and just make a clip of that one area. We did this actually with this group too, because I spoke to the salesperson and he said these things. And then I spoke to the implementer of the sales and she said, well, I'm sorry, we don't really do that. And I said, So I went back to this tool and got the clip where he said exactly what they were going to do. And I said, this is what he told me. Are you saying something else? And she's like, very quiet. These kind of things are prolific right now. All right, we are down to 2 minutes. I'm pretty much done with all the things I wanted to tell y'all about today. All right, I'm going to leave you with this. So this is, again, my phone. I'm going to go to a tool called Avatarify. All right, and I'm going to go to live mode. Let me see what's going on there. All right, so what happens in live mode is that you can put your face, it works better without my glasses. Hold on. This is somebody who is in one of my sessions and I can put her face over that. Let me see, I can do somebody else. This is my hairdresser. I took her picture. Yep, she has cute hair. And it uses artificial intelligence to map the face. I don't think it's doing my mouth really well because the lighting is probably weird. I can do Wonder Woman. And this is my friend Patrick. And I can do him. But very quickly, you can do a deep fake all by yourself. All right. That is what I have for y'all today. I appreciate you coming today. I appreciate you coming back. I do have a big finish for the year to remind you of where we are and what we're doing.
If you're confused about technology, there's a nerd you need to see, Beth Z TV.